Hey y'all, it's Terry from Sisterhood of the Traveling Brush. This is our break room table. It was very scratched up, so I figured I would put a primer on here, add a little bit of gray to the primer because I knew I wanted the bottom of it to be blues and teals. And I'm just going to go from one paint to the other, and I'm not going to worry about contaminating my paints very much or anything because they are just all mine, and I'm probably going to use a lot of it anyway. I've got Savannah Mist, Peacock, maybe there's a little bit of Antebellum blue in there, Dixie Belle blue. I apologize for the buzzer, it shouldn't go off much. That goes off when somebody comes in our front door, and we're actually locked in and doing curbside service, so there shouldn't be too many people out there. This is Peacock, and I'm going to use this and just kind of mark where my main flowers are going to be for no other reason than I just like to do that. And mark out where my base is going to be. Mark out where my table is going to be. Let's make it straight. To just get a little bit of an idea of where things are going to go on here. And we're always going to go with an odd number, right? That's 4, so we definitely need one more. Let's put it right here. And mostly this is just a reminder, don't be afraid to paint on a piece of furniture. I want another one. To paint on a piece of furniture as if it was a canvas. Do whatever you want to, wherever you want to, anytime you want to, because it's art and you can. Okay. So I definitely like that, and our flowers are probably not going to be this teal color or anything, so this is, what is this, Peacock? It is a gorgeous color. Just laying some paint on here now. Just to get some of the background going. Probably will end up with the base being kind of this color. Or at least a little bit. This would be a pretty color to have like a rust patina with or something like that. I'm going to go with the darker one. There's not much left in there at all. Let's see what happens. And this is Antebellum blue. And I'm just doing the same thing, same brush. Just these X's. And I'm just going to go, first thing I'm going to do is think about, I know I want it to be a darker and moodier looking around the edges flower arrangement, so I'm going to think about this for around the edges. That's where I'm going to put it first. I'm going to take, for the contrast, the lightest of the colors I have left out here, and that is Savannah Mist, which is kind of a gray-blue color. So I have Dusty Blue is the other blue color that I have in here. So this will be sort of the last color that I use for today, right? Yep. Unless I use a little bit more of the Pure Ocean. But this is just sort of a medium color.
There might be something I forgot, but all I know is that I miss you a lot, a lot. 7 days of eternity, 7 days in another country. Every cell screams stay right here, and my legs they freeze us in fear.
I'm going to come back with what I have left of the Antebellum Blue, which is not much, and make sure that these outer edges of what's supposed to be darker are darker. And then I'm going to come back with a little bit of the Peacock. That's what it was, not Pure Ocean. And just get a tad in there. Brighten it back up.
Can someone make this disappear? I'm having a crisis down here. And if I can't see you, I lose my mind. I like to be with you all my time. And I miss you so much, the pain won't stop. It's the only thing I think about, it is a lot. Every cell screams get back home.
I hope that you'll be able to see it and enjoy it for what it is, and that the people here and do it. It's definitely going to be a one-of-a-kind table, and I'm going to enjoy the process. So we'll be thinking about what color we're going to make our vase. We could go monotone. We could just get more blues and stay with this, add blacks and whites, or we can add some color. I'm probably going to add some color. I don't know what color yet. See, here's where the lighter is, where my sun's going to be coming from. Here's where the darker is. That's going to be the shaded part. We're definitely going to put in some greens. I'll get at least 2 or 3 different greens for our leaves and greenery, and possibly some yellows and oranges or something like that for our flowers, and maybe a brown or a bronze or something like that for our vase. I'm going to grab some rusty nail.
It's when I pass your door, the memories come back again. Pictures of us flooding back just like a wave. Makes me wonder.
This is thick, like barely starting to melt ice cream. I don't know if you can see that. That's going to be too thick to paint with, and I'm going to continue to stir it here. Here's what I'm going to do. Pour a little bit out of my water cup. This is perfect. See, it's just a perfect consistency now. I'm going to go now with the Colonel Mustard, and this is about a 3/4 inch flat, just El Cheapo brush. So I'm just going to go around here and there, just in sort of a little apostrophes or little C's or something like that, kind of back and forth over. I put all the shapes of the flowers and everything on here a good bit already in using all the blues and the grays that I was using the other day. Crap, I'm getting in this and I meant to be getting in that, y'all. Here you go. Like, man, that's showing up better. But we're going to be blending these colors a bit later anyways. So I'm just doing, you know, little apostrophes and C's and things, sort of getting out the basic size of the amount of space that I want the flowers to take up on here. Another thing to remember is the center where we put the dark part, it already had Antebellum blue there, and then I just put a little bit of the rusty nail there. That would be called the face of the flower. And that's even what I've been to floral school. I'm actually a licensed florist here in Louisiana. I just don't do it anymore. But it was the focal point sort of your flower is called the face of the flower. And you always want your main, largest, biggest, most beautiful flower to be closer to the base of your face because it's the most important flower there. But so you would want this face of the flower facing forward. Then all these other ones, they're not like flat looking at you like little faces there. One will be turned this way a little, one will be turned that way, up and down, different directions. So remember that when you're putting in the little center colors, what'll be the darkest points of your flowers, to not have all of your little faces perfectly round in the center, because that's not what it's really like in Mother Nature. I'm going to switch over to the Daisy, which is a brighter yellow, and I'm going to start thinking about where the sun's coming from. My sun's coming from over here, so all this side of it is where all my lighter, heavier strokes will be. On this side of the flowers, I mean, there'll always be a little bit here and there on the other side too. Rinse this off some, and then I'm going to do the same exact thing with this buttercream that I just did with the Daisy. Try to lighten it up even more, but still pick up some of the Daisy that was under there. Somehow or another, what I'm doing right now is bringing in a little bit of the yellows that were on the side of my brush. I'm going to dampen this right here. It's bringing up a little bit of the yellow that was on my brush, and I'm still able to pick up a little bit of what was very heavy of the rusty nail on here. Just a tad in the centers. Going with my brush with everything that's still on it now. We'll go with the small ones first to see if we like it. I like it. I think it needed it. I'm just going with a couple of 2 or 3, 4 apostrophes in the center with it. Boom, done. Leave it alone. Leave it alone, girl. Hey, I've been putting some leaves and stems and goofing off with some of that today. There's a little bit of fresh daisy yellow by Dixie Belle in the flowers. So I framed in the table as well. I used some of the rusty nail, I think it is, around the edges here on my darker side, and I used the farmhouse green and some of the daisy yellow to frame in on the lighter side, and then I just dry brushed a little of the darker colors over the blue to lighten it up a little bit on the darker side. Then where my light is coming from, I put a little more of the daisy there, and technically it could be finished. I signed it already. Then I decided I just want to tone it down just a tad, so I'm using chocolate. And I have the little tipsy brush from the Turquoise Iris collection from Paint Pixie. And I misted 2 or 3 mists of water on top of this paint. So I'm stirring that in a little. But sometimes I think it looks better when you, just like whenever you're playing with a coloring book, if you, as a kid, if you outline things a little bit, somehow or another it just makes the other colors pop.
There's something different about us. We're pouring cup after cup after cup. Yeah, it's just the way we do it. Anything just to block out the real life, real life. Yeah, we're loving the way they think we're so.
Pretty cool for a table, huh? Can you see right here where I just took a chip brush and sort of dry brushed with just a little bit both directions, getting more in the corners of the light one on this side, the dark one on this other side. Ink. But there you go. I think it's cute. I would really like to put gator hide on it because I want to be done with it. Let's see, one more thing. I think I need just a little bit more shadowing, and I'm just using what's already left on the brush. A little bit more shadowing on my dark side. Well, now I can't stop. I think I should make those longer leaves bigger.
There's something different about us. There's something different about us. There's something different about the way we are.
Thanks for watching. I would love to see your projects. Make sure and share your projects with me, and hopefully check back in. Maybe tomorrow we'll be able to come and get the gator hide on here. Hopefully the gator hide. If not, we'll pour the resin. Whatever y'all think. And then surprise all the employees when they come back and the brownie table is gone. Thanks for watching. Bye.